محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم ألهمنا مراشد أمورنا وأعذنا من شرور أنفسنا. In the 12th and going into the 13th juz of the Quran Kareem comes the most beautiful of all incidents which Allah Ta'ala describes as Ahsan al-Qasas, the incident of Nabi Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam. Today in our own gathering we were reciting this in Taraweeh, and the desire came to go through a few of these ayat. And the desire is people must hear Quran, people must get some understanding of Quran, and every one of us must then realize that how wonderful it is to listen to a beautiful recitation of Quran, or to be able to read Quran, to be the Hafiz, memorize Quran. What a jalsa took place. Just like how the wording, the nazam of Quran is so beautiful, the meaning of Quran is even so beautiful. The higher meaning, the outer surface meaning, the deeper meaning. And how we made an effort, and because of that effort, we were able to get the wording. It never just comes. Go in the world and you will find people, even if they speak the Arabic language, they cannot read Quran. Then you will find those who can read Quran, there is no such thing as tajweed on their tongues. Everything took an effort. When that effort took place, it never only hit a few people. When the effort took place, it went arm like fire. And everyone, small children in our places, not a child is there except he reads Quran. Now came the time in our places, not a child except that he knows what tajweed Quran. Once upon a time, tajweed was like to a selected madrasa. They had to go certain. Maulana Ashraf Ali Tanwi rahimullah completed his alim course. He went special to go learn how to read Quran with tajweed. It was a mustaqil effort out of the madrasa, although he was already an alim. There was a time in the past where ulama came from other countries, great ulama. They would read Quran. Some of the students in the madrasa would say, but his tajweed is not good. Then we would explain to them that you saying that because you grew up reading with tajweed. In their country, there was no system of tajweed at all. One person had to go overseas. But when effort is made, then everyone started reading Quran with tajweed. Young children. Allah Ta'ala make it now the effort is made in our own circles. And whoever makes that effort, the doors open. That there must not be a child in our maktab, except that he also understands the basic meaning of Quran. Where he's memorizing Qul A'udhu bi Rabbin Nas, an effort must be made that he also learns the meaning. It is not hard. When a mind is young, it picks up language very fast. People, for the sake of their schooling, they learn the French language. They learn Chinese. The writing of Chinese is like upside down. They'll go upside down to learn it also. For the sake of language, when a person is becoming a doctor, at an old age is learning a language. We can make that effort and Allah make it happen. Whoever will push towards this door and make it open, whichever boy, girl will come after. And when they read Quran and every tear that comes out, when they will hear what Quran and the meaning of Quran, that person will have a share in the tear also. The greatest gift a father can give his child is Al-Quran. Scholars have mentioned the meaning of Quran is An-Nazmu wal-Ma'na. It is the word and the meaning. The word is miraculous, the meaning is also miraculous. Quran is a message, it speaks to everyone. A message you only really enjoy it when you know yourself what it means. I can translate Quran to you, a translation will never be called Quran. It's not permissible. I'll call it, this is a translation. At the moment when the war in Gaza started, Allah Ta'ala bring victory to those people. But already with their blood and Islamic victory has been seen around the world. In the last 5 years, 5 months, the amount of non-Muslims that accepted Islam worldwide. And one person sent this message, he said, from the 10 people who are entering my masjid to accept Islam, 9 of them will say that what's happening in Gaza brought me to study Quran. So then I correct that they are not to the person, because I don't know who sent the message, but I'm correcting this. That Quran never brought them to Islam. The translation of Quran brought them. When the translation was so powerful, it brought the non-Muslim out of kufr into Islam. What Quran can do then? He only saw the translation. He never saw Quran. Allah gave us Quran. Translation pulled him out of kufr into Iman. But we seeing sometimes in our circles, a boy got the entire Quran, the nazm. But because he hasn't got the meaning, after he gets the entire Quran, he still looks like he's got nothing. The reason is he doesn't know what he's reading. That effort must now be made. He must understand what this Quran is. You don't have to be a hafiz. Whoever reads Quran got Quran. You only have to have the meaning of it. After that, لا تمدن عينيك إلى ما متعنا. Allah Tabarak says, now you will not turn your eye towards what we have given others. Because indeed what we have given you is the greatest. وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَاكَ سَبْعًا مِّنَ الْمَثَانِي وَالْقُرْآنَ الْعَظِيمِ. We have given you 7 verses that will be recited again and again. Surah Al-Fatiha. And then you gave you the mighty Quran. Where will you now turn your eyes to what other people got? But we're not finding that with every hafiz of Quran. We're not finding it with the general reader of Quran. Why? It's because we got such a message. The only thing is the meaning of the message that we don't have. Those that went deep into the message, they will see nothing but Quran. Usman radiallahu anh, they laid a siege against him. They prevented water coming into his house, prevented food coming in his house. Then they launched that attack where they jumped over the back walls. Usman radiallahu anh is hearing them coming. He understood the time of my life has come to an end. I will not be a person who fights another Muslim. Usman radiallahu anh will open his Quran. Allah Tabarakala blessed him that he compiled for the Ummah, for everyone to be able to get in his hand a Mus'haf of Quran. He was a master in memory of Quran. But Usman radiallahu anh would not let one day go except that he would read Quran inside. As he would read it, it would be his message. Where Usman radiallahu anh's blood fell, that verse was فَسَيَكْفِيكَهُمُ اللَّهُ, and indeed Allah will suffice you for them. That blood fell on it. Later on, when copies were made of the Mus'haf of Usman radiallahu anh, of the original Mus'haf, on which the blood fell, the Turkish government, when they had that original, they made copies of it. And they sent it to influential organizations in the world. So I had the chance to visit one. When they made the copy also, they even put that blot of blood around that verse. Even that, to show the copy of Usman radiallahu anh. That you'll think, no, this is the original. That's not the original. That also got that. فَسَيَكْفِيكَهُمُ اللَّهُ. He gave his life to Quran and he died on Quran. But what was it? The meaning of Quran was so unique that as the person would start reading and pondering, it would answer his every question. It would remove all his grief. It would take his eye away from the things of the world. It would make him see his path. Quran will describe Jannah better than any bayan. And Quran will describe Jahannam in a manner that the man who wants to do wrong, that person will say, when my Allah said no, it's no. Quran's message is a unique message, but it comes when you got the language. We have reached an age where it's hard for us to get the language. We must make an effort, go to the tafsirs of Quran that have been written. A lot of people they buy a tafsir and they start with Surah Al-Baqarah. Surah Al-Baqarah is too difficult for us. Buy a tafsir and start with Qul A'udhu bi Rabbin Nas. What you know by heart, now understand it. Look at the meaning, then ponder deeply, then say, where's my message? Think about it, then go to the next surah. And everyone, have in your heart, Allah must open up a system where not a child must come before the school can poison his mind, I will bless him with Quran. He will know the meaning of Quran. Poison will come from outside. Quran will push it out from inside. He got Qul A'udhu bi Rabbin Nas already. He just needs to have the meaning of Qul A'udhu bi Rabbin Nas. Very quickly, I will try and go through Surah Yusuf. Allah Tabarak Ta'ala terms this the best of incidents. So I will take one angle of it. That let's work on an individual basis. I am Yusuf, you are Yusuf, because the incident got to do with the Yusuf. An entire surah to say, can you become the Yusuf? If you become the Yusuf, you'll have the best of lives. Ahsan al-Qasas. Your story will be the best. Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam would go through two, what we call, heights. There would be the time when he was riding high and everything going well. And then there's a sudden, you drop, everything you lose. And then you come up again and then you lose everything. Then you come up again, then you lose everything. So he starts off where he's the best in the family. He is the second last child of Nabi Yaqub alayhi salam. But Yaqub alayhi salam loves him even more than the last child. And much more than all the children before. He is the apple. So that's you riding it high. But then naturally jealousy will set in. Nazar will set in. Anger will set in. That why he is so important. You're going to have someone jealous on you. That person might want to make some black magic on you. Or it's just the eye. The eye is nazar. Yusuf alayhi salam was young at that time. Because he was young, he made a mistake which his father told him, don't do. He said to his father, I had what a dream. That the stars were making sajda to me. 7 stars, 11 stars, ahada ashara kawkaba. Then the sun and the moon. Yaqub alayhi salam was a Nabi, he understood what it meant. 11 stars, you got 11 brothers. 11 brothers will one day fall at your feet. Your father and your mother will fall at your feet. Mother means your auntie, his mother passed away. There was nothing wrong, the dream was going to happen one day. The dream is going to happen. But Yaqub alayhi salam said, but don't tell your brothers about it. فَيَكِيدُوا لَكَ كَيْدًا. Because then they will plan to make it not happen. Yusuf alayhi salam was so innocent. He said, my brothers. But as soon as he told them of the dream, they already had anger. They blew in their anger. Now when they said, let's kill him. Another one said, put him in a desert and he's just lost and he'll die there. Finally, one had mercy and he said, let's just lower him in a place where people come for water. And maybe when they look for him, they're pulling out water, they'll find him, they'll take him away to another land and game over. 11 brothers. Some wanted to kill him. The others said, no, don't kill him, but get rid of him. Jealousy is a thing that if you're going to show yourself what Allah has given you, the people who are the closest to you will also become jealous. And then you will have to really go through some difficulty. Yaqub alayhi salam said, don't do it. What Allah is going to give you is going to come. Don't tell them. But Yusuf alayhi salam was young. But the message now came to us. The message came to us very early. Allah blesses you with a young baby. But everyone around you don't have a young baby. So for you to take that picture and send it to all your family, some might say, MashaAllah. Some might not say MashaAllah. He had 11 brothers. One was his, Binyamin. He loved him. The other 10 never loved him. Which means there'll be more jealous people in the world than lovers. More jealous. If you're going to send the message to all your contacts, 3 people might make dua, but you want everyone's dua, isn't it? You say, make dua, this is my lovely child. Everyone don't make dua. There are many other ways to get the dua of people. Those that come to the house to see the child, they must make dua. You don't send the child to them and say, hey, make dua. Because sometimes that woman who gets that picture, she is a woman who's been waiting for years to get a child. And you just got married and around the corner your child came. That woman is not Rabia Basriya. That she says, I'm happy with the decision of Allah. She never reads Surah Yusuf. She becomes angry. Her nazar, al-ainu haqqun. It's going to affect your child, is going to get cramps in the stomach. Is it worth it? Sometimes in life, when Allah blesses with favors, then instead of showing somebody else, enjoy your favor. You go on a holiday, there's no need, what they call today selfie. That selfie word, those that take selfies later commit suicide also. And before they commit suicide, that's their last selfie also. They stand on the edge of the mountain and they're standing, and then on their selfie, gone. So much nazar hit them that they killed themselves and they said, when I die, at least you must see me dying. Love and enjoy your life for you. You don't have to enjoy it for somebody else. You don't have to enjoy it. Enjoy it for yourself. There's a lot Allah has given. Allah Tabarakala then took Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. The brothers lowered him into the well. He became so scared. وَأَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْهِ لَتُنَبِّئَنَّهُمْ بِأَمْرِهِمْ هَذَا. But in life, when you go down, you're at the bottom of a well. You must understand that Allah Tabarakala takes people down, but Allah never lets anyone sink. The individual sinks himself. When a person says, I'm drowning in depression, you will say, you're not drowning. Allah took you to the bottom of the water, but He'll take you up. You killing yourself. You are thinking too much. You putting the gun to your head. You said, I'm finishing off. Why? You don't realize that after the well, you are going to come out of the well. Yusuf alayhi salam in the well, young boy, immediately wahi came. That one day you will inform your brothers of this also. Which means the day is coming. All you have to do is relax. Now you at the bottom, don't kill yourself. When people go down, difficulties don't bring depression. We bring depression in difficulties. Difficulties don't bring depression. Look at the people of Gaza. If there was something called depression in difficulty, all of them today would be asking the world, forget anything else, I need depression tablets. But when you go in that land, a land which got nothing, they got one thing, however, there's no depression. They are not depressed. And when aid will come to them, aid comes to us also, but you give it to a man, a lovely meal, but he's depressed. Tell him what you're depressed about. He say, I don't know. That's the biggest thing of depression. He doesn't even know why he's worried. So no one depressed. Difficulty does not bring depression. We bring depression in difficulty. Yusuf alayhi salam went down the well. There he was told, a day will come where you'll tell them about it. Relax. And then Allah Tabarakala brings a caravan. When the caravan comes, they see there's a well. Immediately one person go and get water from the well. Yusuf alayhi salam sees the bucket coming. This is my answer. He jumps on the bucket. The people will pull him up. How happy you get as you're going up, up, up. I'm going home tomorrow. Another lesson, that in life when the first doors start opening and you start running towards it, sometimes Almighty Allah tests you. That just when you reach the door thinking you're also going to get out, it closes. That time a person, he goes worse in depression. Worse. He was sick. Every doctor said, we can't help you, can't help you, can't help you. Then they told him, there's one doctor who got the answer for this. And he gets so happy. That's that door he's running to. Now he comes to the doctor looks at his file. And he says, I'm sorry, sir. And he looks at the doctor, what? Yusuf alayhi salam's story was to say, don't ever say what. He came to the top of the well, and instead of that man saying, what are you doing here? I'll take you home to your father. That man said, what a handsome boy. I can sell him in the slave market. Where he thought the door opened, suddenly it slammed shut. Young Yusuf, but Allah gave his message to the world. That remember, we had told him one day the world will make sajda at your feet. But for that to happen, it doesn't happen immediately. Many doors can act like they're opening and can shut again. So you were in the well, you're better off now. You never come where you wanted to, but you are definitely not in the bottom of the well. In the bottom of the well, there was no food and water. At least now you'll get food. Sometimes what we want doesn't come. But ask the person, did something else come? What we want doesn't come. Making dua, the son of mine must get married. He's not getting married. Maulana, give a taweez. There must be some taweez. You ask him, your daughter is married. She got married the other day. She got married because of your duas for this one. But because you're only looking in one direction, you forgot how many other doors were opening. How many doors opened? But when man looks in one direction, I want this door to open. The door will also open one day. But sometimes a closed door opens many other doors. Whenever you see the door slam shut in your face, sometimes turn around to see, is there any other door open? And you will be amazed how many other doors. You will see deen in your family. You will see chastity in your family. You will see no drugs in your family. You will see no fights and arguments, no breakaways in your family. Learn to turn around and see. You will see many doors open. And then you will say, Allah, I thank you. I ask that also this one door opens. But in the blessings of this one door closed, all the other doors are open. Yusuf alayhi salam suddenly is in the slave market. The minister of Egypt wants to purchase a slave. He comes to the market and he sees a handsome boy. He falls in love with him. He brings him home. He says to his wife, today I never buy a slave. I think this boy honor him. One day this boy will benefit all of us. Maybe we can adopt him. What a boy. وَكَذَلِكَ مَكَّنَّا لِيُوسُفَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. Almighty Allah says, this is how we make someone solid in the earth. What it meant is he was meant to be a king one day. He was never going to become the king of Egypt. He wasn't in that family line. He was going to become the financial minister. But the king himself would accept religion on Yusuf alayhi salam's hands. And the king would say, how can a king be over a Nabi? So the king went in like semi-retirement. And he took the throne of the king. But for him to know the entire working of the finance world, it needed him not to be by his father. He needed to be in the house of the finance minister. For his dream to be fulfilled, sometimes Almighty Allah brings you into difficult conditions. The difficulty is to fulfill your dream. You're making dua, you want to be the strongest of strong. Sometimes you'll have to go through a difficulty to become that. Had Yusuf alayhi salam not landed as a slave in the house of the finance minister, what he wanted to be living with his father, he could have lived with his father, but the dream won't get fulfilled. When you will see sometimes difficulties in life, look at the difficulty that in this Allah has put a lot of goodness for me. And then walk towards it. A boy studied so hard, he said, make dua, make dua, make dua, I must pass this, I must pass this. My father said, if I pass this, he will send me to Germany, I can study there. You never saw the cars of Germany, you saw the roads, how fast they drive. He got a lot of dreams. And everyone made dua for him, made dua. If he passes, you'll see him sending 100 messages to you. If he doesn't pass, you'll have to send a message to him. What happened? Then he just says, hey. Then when he says, hey, he's down, then you ask him, what you going to do now? He says, I don't want to study again. I'm tired, fed up with it. Next time you ask him what you decided to say, I went Darul Uloom. Darul Uloom's doors are always open. No one asks you, where's your report? 2 years later, you meet him, he's studying Quran. 2 years later, you meet him, he's finishing his madrasa, he's always in his final year, he said, make dua. 2 years later, you meet him, he's giving the biggest bayans in the world. Who Allah kept with a dream one day. He said, your dream for you to reach, you had to go through some difficulty. Had you not failed there today, maybe you would have been driving one car very fast on the roads of Germany. There would have been an accident, you would have broken your leg sitting in the hospital whole life. Allah wanted you one day to be an inspiration for the world. Allah made you fail your exam. Sometimes you will have to go through difficulty. Think of Yusuf alayhi salam when difficulty comes. And you will see a dream in front meant for you also. You won't cry so much, you'll be able to smile in your difficulty. وَكَذَلِكَ مَكَّنَّا لِيُوسُفَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. Then things start going well. Now he's the king of the house, finance minister. He is the adopted son. He's not a slave anymore. وَرَاوَدَتْهُ الَّتِي هُوَ فِي بَيْتِهَا عَنْ نَفْسِهِ. And here what a lesson it will be for the world. Now when things starts going well again, that's when the exam comes of temptation. When man is going through difficulty, That's not when he's chatting to everybody else. That's not when he's going to parties, clubs. But when Allah Ta'ala opens up, now he got a card, credit card, debit card. I can swipe anywhere. I can go to any shop. I can buy anything. Just swipe, swipe, swipe. When the time comes to swipe, now you got more than enough. Now you can chat with any girl. Now you can take her out. Now you can show her your money. Yusuf alayhi salam, when things started going well, that's when the temptation came. And it is at that time when majority of the world fails. I'm flying the world now. Every few weeks I'm going to Dubai. You tell the person you're going alone. He says, definitely alone. Say, don't go alone. Because when you're there in the aeroplane, you're not alone. The devil is with you. The sounds of the aeroplane, the movement of the people, the movies in the aeroplane, the thoughts that come. You got money, you in first class. You're not alone at all. The devil is flying with you. When man's life starts going well, that's when temptations come. The very woman who looked after Yusuf alayhi salam like a mother now falls in love with Yusuf alayhi salam. You might think it was a once-off that she just came to him. It wasn't like that. He loved his mother like a mother. He can't run out of the house. He's the slave in the house. Now she comes again and again. Wara wadathu means continuously she's pressing him. Continuously. He doesn't know who to complain to. He can't even say to his master that mommy is doing this. You know how difficult it becomes. Finally she becomes irritated. Why are you acting so piously? She had no religion. He's a young slave. A slave has to listen to the master. Yusuf alayhi salam's word. What a word. And that word was meant as a lesson for all of us. Ma'adallah. I enter in the protection of Allah. Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq. Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas. At the end of Quran, learn its meaning. Say, I enter in the protection of Allah. He said, Ma'adallah. Innahu rabbi ahsana mathwai. Indeed, my master. Either his master referred to his first master who brought him in the house, or it referred to his real master Allah, or it referred to both his masters. He said, my master has made life so comfortable for me. When he made life so comfortable, is this how I pay my master back? When life becomes comfortable for us, don't ever use that comfort to make Allah angry now. This word, if you can memorize it, Innahu Rabbi Ahsana Mathwai. My master made life so comfortable for me. In that comfort, do I cheat my master? In that comfort. Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam said no. And when you say no to temptation, again sometimes you get tested. Again the test comes. She became irritated. She started accusing him. The time came finally when his master said, you are causing problems in the house. I'm going to have you jailed. He's a slave. A slave got no rights. Now from again the top position of finance minister's son, and he goes falling right down into the prison. But by now Yusuf alayhi salam was Yusuf. When he was put in the well, he worried. Jibreel alayhi salam had to come and tell him, relax. Now is the second time he's going downhill. But when he saw the help of Allah the first time, now he was Yusuf. Now when he was going to collapse and go to the well, Maulana Abul Hassan Ali Nadwi, when he explained it in Qasasun Nabiyyin, he wrote one beautiful word. He said, Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam was in the well, but he was the most free of all people. Now when he went in the well, he never go with fear. He had already learned one time that in the well, Allah will look after him. As soon as he enters in the prison, Yusuf alayhi salam enters like a free man. He immediately starts teaching. If I can't teach about Allah outside the prison, I'll teach about Allah in the prison. A scholar, they arrested him, they locked him up, false accusation, they put him in jail. First thing he says, bring for me kitabs. He says, bring my Quran. He looked at a few people, he said, what you all doing here? Nothing, come let me teach you Quran. Come, I'll teach you kitabs. Let's open a Darul here. Now you won't cry and sit in depression. Immediately they put me here. I got few days, few months, few years. Maybe I'll die here. Let's do something. Yusuf alayhi salam enters. As soon as he enters, the whole jail is speaking about Yusuf. Everyone coming to meet him is smiling at them. You look at a man smiling. Say, who are you? He said, me, I'm finance minister's son. What you doing here? He said, don't worry about it. Funny things happen in life. When you look at a person in prison and he can make you smile, the person who's living free will say, can I come in prison with you also? Normally we won't try that, but in South Africa, the drug lords, they like to get arrested. Because they say, if I get arrested, I got no fear of getting arrested after that. So they get arrested and in the jail, they do all the drug business. Now if someone messes around, they write a letter from the jail. Let's see, you interfere with us, the most they're going to do is arrest me. I'm already arrested. I will sort your family out. You rather just leave me and I'll leave you. They're the only one, they rex in the jail because you can't re-arrest the person. I'm already in jail, another 20 years, give me another 20 years. They get food in the jail, they get their drinks in the jail, they got their gym in the jail. They got no fear of getting caught. Because you can't get caught in the jail. They run a market in the jail. Yusuf alayhi salam, he entered the jail, he made it a madrasa. He made it a place of da'wah. People started having dreams. He was the master interpreter of dreams. People came to him to ask him, what about my dream? Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam used the opportunity. He said, I'll tell you your dream, I'll tell you your dream. Before that, let me tell you of Allah. He taught people Allah. Some people were going to go out, they were going to be killed for their crimes. But before they got killed, he would first introduce them to Allah. If he would die now, it was dying of a man who have found Allah. Some people were going to go and become free after that. Different people. But while in the jail, he did what he had to do in the jail. And then came the time where the king needed him. The king's cupbearer is the very boy who was with Yusuf alayhi salam in the jail. The king has a dream. King needs the interpretation. The cupbearer says, I know of a Yusuf. When I was in the jail, he told me my dream. I saw the reality of it. He said, go and find this Yusuf. Where is he? He says, he's in the jail still. He comes to Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam. Because after you go down, you have to come up again. This is Yusuf. No one drowns. We kill ourselves. You can go to the bottom of the water. Naturally, the body pushes you back up again. That man drowns who panics. Ask a person who swims. He drowns who panics. The one who falls deep in water, you jump from that high mountain. Mustn't jump, obviously, unless you know how to jump. But you'll see those people, they stand on that high ledge. And then you pay. You tell them, I'll give you 20 pounds, jump. And from that high place, it comes down. But there's a way you have to know how to keep your legs. If you just decide to open your legs and you jump, you will get hurt in a place which really pains. And it can hit your spine. One friend of mine did that jump, it hit his spine. They never knew that if your legs open up, it can hit your spine. So as soon as they reached in the water, now you do come up, but you can't swim now. You're like semi-paralyzed. Although it's for a short while because the bang was too hard on the body. Lucky he had somebody else who saw him panicking, could grab his hand and say, can't you swim? He couldn't swim, his body couldn't move. Had he been alone, he would have drowned. So don't go and do from high places. But that man, when he jumps, when he hits the water, he is not worried of coming up because he knows I'm going to come up. So he relaxes going down, down, down. He goes right to the bottom. He hits the bottom with his legs and he bounces to the top. And when he comes out and he just smiles, that man teaches the world, when you go down, you are going to come back up again. Don't kill yourself in the bottom. But the one who panics as soon as he touches the water, he's going to drown. Not that the depth killed him, he killed himself in it. Panic destroys you. Depression, you bring it. In the water, the king needs him. Yusuf alayhi salam, back up again. This is a Yusuf. And now Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam speaks to the king. The king falls in love. Yusuf alayhi salam is made the financial minister of Egypt. A time came where his brothers have to come looking for help. When they will come to Yusuf alayhi salam, Allah Tabaraka Ta'ala said, didn't we tell you? One day you will inform them also of the entire issue. End of Yusuf alayhi salam, last lesson is, now when he's sitting nice and powerful, and now those brothers come, the ones who did you down, the ones who were hard on you, the ones who were jealous of you. A day will come where everyone will have his power again. Our nature is intiqam. Now it's time for revenge. We love that life. Now I'll show him who I am. Now he wants help. Now I'll show him. When the brothers came, Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, Abul Hassan Ali Nadwi rahimullah wrote so beautifully that how could Yusuf alayhi salam live in luxury knowing that his brothers were suffering in difficulty? He couldn't have this year that they did me down, now I'll show them. He writes to them, bring your whole family. I got enough place for all of you. When they came, they were so shy. How do we look at him? We know what he did. He knows what we did. He said, La tathriba alaykum al-yawm. Oh my brothers, today there will be no talk of the past. May Allah forgive all of you. Then he said, it was the devil that tried to break us up. It was the devil. It wasn't you. It was the devil. He said, come. That's what made everyone fall in such that. That's what made that you are really someone. Me and you, we read this incident. May Allah Tabarak Ta'ala make, we must be the Yusuf also. We must never fall in depression. Whatever condition Allah Tabarak Ta'ala takes us through, enjoy shukr in times which is good and remain pure to Allah, sincere. And when difficulties come, remember that if you go to the bottom of the water also, you have to come up again. Don't panic. Do what you have to do when you're at the bottom. If you're in the jail, do what you have to do when you're in the jail. A day is going to come when you're going to come out of the jail again. Don't panic. And finally, when Allah puts you in your position of authority and power, let pride never grab you. Because remember, kingship in this world also is very short-lived. Yusuf alayhi salam is like the king. Day and day he makes his dua. فَاطِرَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ أَنْتَ وَلِيِّي فِي الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ تَوَفَّنِي مُسْلِمًا. He says, oh Allah, in this world you have always been with me. And in the year after you will be with me. I ask you today, Allah, that when I die, let me die as the one who has submitted to you. As a king, saying that this whole kingdom is going to go away tomorrow as it is. To me, to show my brothers till the ending, you'll see what I'll do, how he's going to help. When Allah gives us authority, Allah gives us wealth, there will always be those who try to do us down. You knew them. They couldn't hide themselves. They showed it. But the day when you have and you show love to them, they will also fall at your feet also. As for you and me, our eye must be on Allah. To remain in submission while we are alive and to die in His submission. Tawaffani muslima wa alhiqani bis-salihin. Allah Tabarak Ta'ala bless us that our life is also ahsanul qasas. It's the best of the beginnings. It's the best of the endings. Allah Tabarak Ta'ala make us all from His Yusufs. Wa sallallahu ala nabiy al-kareem wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Allahumma anta as-salam wa minka as-salam. Tabarakta ya dhal jalali wal ikram. Allah, in the blessings of the month of Ramadan, Allah, in the blessings of people who sat so long just to listen to the meaning of your Quran. Allah, in this blessing, bring the time in this town, bring the time in this area, bring the time in this locality, bring the time in this country, bring the time in the English-speaking world, bring the time in the entire world, that there is not a Muslim child except that he understands the meaning of Quran, except that he is blessed with enjoying the meaning of Quran. Allah, when you have placed happiness, the coolness of the eyes of the people of the world in the items of the world, Allah, let the coolness of our eyes be in Quran. Let the coolness of our eyes be in looking at Quran. Let the coolness of our eye be when our tongue is reciting Quran. Allah, wa idha atararta a'yuna ahli dunya bidunyahum. When you have made the eyes of the people of the world cool with the items, material items of this world, when you have given them happiness in those things, فَأَقْرِرْ أَعْيُنَنَا بِعِبَادَتِكَ. Oh Allah, let our happiness be in being your slave. Let our happiness be in connecting to you and everything connected to you. Allah, when you have given people addictions, when addictions have been brought in the world, where people are addicted to many material things around, Allah, you will give some addiction. Allah, give the addiction to us that we are addicted to your Quran. Allah, grant us an addiction to Quran. When we do not read Quran, we are uneasy. When we are holding and looking at Quran, we find it so comfortable and wonderful. Allah, as you have brought us into the month of Ramadan, you have brought us so close to Quran. You allow us to listen every day to Quran. Allah, pull us further. Allah, pull us now into the meaning of Quran. Allah, pull us into the full love of Quran. Pull us into tadabbur, contemplating over the meaning of Quran. Living to recite Quran in salah, out of salah, in nafal salah, in tahajjud salah, in awwabin salah. Allah, the coolness of our eye, place it in salah, place it in Quran in salah. وصلى الله على النبي الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Jazakumullah. When those people came to ask Yusuf alayhi salam the dream, so he had to tell them the dream. They wanted the dream fast. But before that, he wanted to tell them about Allah. So very beautifully he told them that, see, I'm going to tell you your dream. And I will tell you your dream before your supper comes. So when I sat here, I was going to tell you all this here, that inshallah my bayan will finish before your hot food goes cold. So I hope it's like that. I just hope they never make it cold still. So inshallah now everyone can go for that meal. Assalamu alaikum. Now if you take long to go, don't blame me if it's cold.